What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of our weekly podcast. We are batting practice. We got a good one for you today. We are throwing it back a little bit. We're talking so rare, not the way people throw it back these days, but we are talking so rare MLB because it is here. It is here. We have MLB baseball in 2 days as of recording this. We can't wait. We are super excited about the upcoming updates to the new MLB So Rare season. Before we get into all of that, boys, how are we feeling today?
It's a day. It's a day. I'm the only one wearing Sorare stuff this week. You guys had to flex all your new stuff last week, and I'm
Oh,
flexing
he's
flexing the OG.
repping the
Charlotte did
FC though.
win.
Great game.
Cincy, FC Cincinnati, nah, you suck. Do you call yourself the Queen City? No, Charlotte's the Queen City. Get out of here. It's the truth. It's the real Queen City, and you have nothing to show for it. You got shut out 2-0. Clean sheet for the boys at home. Christian Kalina.
Yes,
Goal, Patrick
sir.
Ajuman getting called up to the USA national team. We're
Yes,
talking
sir.
so rare football today, right?
That's right.
Wrong.
I actually won my first reward in so rare football in probably a year
Let's
using
go.
Kalina, Ajuman, couple other Charlotte boys in there too. So shout out to
Oh,
that. Yeah, in 3 hours, I'm excited. As you said, in 3 hours, we're getting so rare stuff. So rare MLB stuff. 3 hours. Nosh, are we gonna record some late night content or something tonight, I guess? But yeah, it's a good week to have a week. It's St. Patrick's Day. Did you guys do anything this weekend for St. Patrick's Day? I
I
did
mean,
not.
it's a
I did
huge
not.
day in Chicago. Huge
Yeah,
day.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Rivers dying
Rivers
green.
Green.
Yeah, if you've never been to Chicago for St. Patrick's Day, I do think it's like going to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Like I I know Boston has their thing, but I do think from a US city, Chicago's St. Patrick's Day, I don't think anything can top it. It's an S tier experience. However, if you are wary of crowds, that is probably not going to be the most fun experience for you. But yeah, the entire city comes out, and we were fortunate enough to get not snow. We're getting snow today, but not
And say
yesterday. So
today.
that's
Yep.
that's a win. But yeah, Chicago St. Patrick's Day, nothing beats it. The whole city turns out, big parade, river dyes green. I mean, you can't beat it.
You can't beat it. Well, Nash, did you do anything?
Not necessarily for St. Patrick's Day, but a new brewery opened up in Delafield yesterday. So
Ooh, that's hot.
we went to the opening night for that, and they were serving green beer. So not necessarily for the purpose of celebrating St. Patrick's Day, but we did have some adult beverages. So I guess that counts.
Have you ever consumed an adult beverage that is green on St. Patrick's Day that is not supposed to be green?
Yes.
That it's not supposed to be like it's dye green.
Beer is not supposed to be green.
Like, yeah, beer is not green. Beer is
Yeah,
golden amber.
right. I've had green beer on St. Patrick's
Uh,
Day.
a like super neon green margarita. Margaritas can come green, but if you put a
That's
little
true.
food coloring, we put a little food coloring in margaritas.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah. Old fashioned. You could make a green old fashioned. I guess it would just like I feel like the OGs that are drinking old fashions are not drinking green drinks. But
Uh,
hey, a green old fashioned for St. Patrick's Day. How about it? Maybe that can go along next to another green drink in the whiskey dew. And you don't
I
that's
even
was
need
true.
food.
just
You
gonna
don't
say
even
that
need
the
food
whiskey
coloring.
do,
Don't
the
even
whiskey
need food
do.
coloring for that.
No, on well, the dew's
There's no
got plenty
coloring
of
in
it.
Mountain Dew. You're right.
Well,
It's yeah, Mountain Dew's naturally green. It's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
mountain
from the
color.
mountains.
Exactly. Just like the mountains.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. Speaking of mountains,
Ooh.
have you guys seen the baseball stadium in Utah that is currently getting snowed on? It has one of the coolest backdrops I have ever seen. It's a college baseball stadium, I think, in
Ooh.
I could be wrong, but I want to say Provo. I could be wrong, but I've
No,
seen it
you're
pop
right.
up on Reddit a lot, and it's one of the coolest stadiums you can see. Definitely Google it out there. But speaking of baseball, which is arguably, I think mountains are pretty cool, but I think baseball is a little bit cooler. I don't know. Mountains are pretty sick.
It's a close battle.
What? Let us know in the comments section. What's cooler, baseball or mountains?
Ooh,
Both.
yeah.
Both.
If you
What
had
about
to pick
baseball
one,
in the mountains?
Oh yeah.
that's why I had to reference that Utah stadium, bro.
Right, right.
But they also have baseball in the mountains across the sea in Japan. But it's not college baseball. It's the MLB. It's coming up 4 days from today? No, 3 days from today?
I mean, time zones are weird.
Yeah.
It's like they're a day behind or day ahead. I
It's
always
They're
get
way
it's
ahead.
confused.
They're way ahead.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday here, isn't it? Right?
It's it's
Or Wednesday?
Wednesday. So Tuesday. No, jeez, I don't know.
Yeah, they're a day
We're
ahead.
lost.
It's
They're a
It'll
day
be
ahead.
on when it's on.
It'll be on when it's on. It'll be on very early in the morning. And if I'm off the next day, I might just wake up and watch it because why not? Content, you know? Content. It's coming
It's
up.
true.
Cubs, Dodgers, Shohei, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. We got Roki Sasaki all coming back to Japan. We can't wait to see him pitch and hit and do what they do. Seiya Suzuki, of course, can't forget Seiya out there as well in right field making all of the zero errors that he's going to make this year. Going to win himself a gold glove. And yeah, of course, all of everyone else that's coming along with it just for fun. Oh, wait, there's a couple of baseball games going on too that actually count for the new year, for the new season. And yeah, it's coming up quick. Shohei, he's already hit a home run in an exhibition game off of the oh man, Hanshin Tigers, Hiroshima Tigers. You guys, I'm off on that. But again, Shohei, he's already homered in Japan, so he's back. Baseball's back. I'm excited. You guys waking up to watch?
I don't
No,
know.
no.
No.
I'll tell you
Their
what.
highlights exist for a reason.
True. I did, yeah. So my main comparison is F1. The first three circuits in the F1 season are all overseas. The first one that happened was yesterday in Australia. So it took place like at like 2 in the morning here. So I watched the highlights right away this morning. So I will be doing the same for the baseball games. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's two exhibition games, one against the Cubs, one against the Dodgers. And they both played the Hanshin Tigers.
Hanshin, yes,
The
okay.
Hanshin Tigers are really good. Or I don't know if like I get it, like they're in their own home country. Maybe they've been playing more. They're not coming out of spring training, but both teams, I know you said Ohtani hit, that must have been in a different exhibition game or something, but in back-to-back games, the Tigers beat the Cubs 3-0 and the Dodgers 3-0. So two shutouts. And the pitchers made the Cubs especially look pretty bad. So it should be interesting to see what the Cubs and the Dodgers look like over there playing against each other. But I'm always curious how other leagues compare to the MLB. MLB is undoubtedly like the top league, but there's some really, really good players in the Japanese baseball league, um, and including other leagues, Korea, China, down in South America too. But they put on a show. They looked pretty darn good. And I was impressed. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but shout out to the Hanshin Tigers.
Yeah, Japanese pitching, it's different. They like look at Sasaki, look at Shohei, look at how dominant they were, look at Shota. They have splitters. They just throw splitters that are different. I don't know if it's because of that different time zone that they're in, if like the gravity's different in Japan, but they throw splitters differently and they break. They're unhittable. They're unhittable. Kodai Senga, another one that comes to mind. His fork ball splitter, whatever you want to call that thing, or ghost fork. Is that what the
Hmm.
cool kids are calling it? The ghost fork ball?
I think so.
Yeah, what does that even mean? So yeah, we're excited for sure. But you could say without fantasy baseball, without fantasy sports, sports are a little bit less exciting, just a little bit. So you get a little extra bonus here on the fantasy side. And over the past few days, we have been getting nothing but updates and great news about the upcoming So Rare MLB season. And of course, if you guys don't know, if you're here for the first time and you want to learn about So Rare MLB, this is a great episode to start for sure. And this is a great season to start because there's a lot of new updates coming for not only the free to play game, but also limited and above. And of course, if you want to take place in those limited and above competitions, if you want $50 in market credit towards building a team of your dreams, we're talking a fantasy baseball team like no other. Use our affiliate link in the description below and get yourself $50 in market credits towards building that team. So, boys, So Rare MLB season is here. The MLB season is here. The updates are here. Great podcast the other day from Hunter and Clamp and Damien and John. Very informative. Great job answering all of the community questions. Great job from Hunter hosting it as well. And I had a good time watching, and I had a lot of my questions answered too. And I'm excited to start giving our opinions over here on this side too. So I guess where do we begin here? Where do we begin? New season, new gameplay, daily gameplay, all coming. Any opening thoughts from you guys?
I've read through it. I've listened to a bit of the podcast. I'm still digesting it because it is a big update and a big change because we talked a lot last season on product homogenization across So Rare, and I will say that baseball is kind of leading the charge here in kind of developing a game that is maybe the future of what baseball or football and basketball will look like potentially next season. So there's a lot of new concepts at play that, as for the casuals out there, there's a lot to just get used to. New vocab. I feel like it's introduced every season, and I think this season has more new terminology than like any new game. Like I feel like I I had a So Rare 101 experience, and now like I'm taking So Rare 501. I'm like, oh shoot, like this better be open note because like I don't know if I fully understand, or I think I have understanding, but to be honest, in So Rare, I feel like that's when I know the least amount of what I'm talking about.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
It's feels like one of those updates that I need to see it play out to fully
Mm,
grasp what they're exactly saying. I feel like I've reread paragraphs in the
yeah.
update and I still can't like fully grasp how things are going to look and how they're going to work. Um, One thing I keep going back to is energy. I don't know, I can't quite figure out the concept of energy. Maybe you guys have a better grasp on it. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit too, but yeah, it's a big update, like you said, and it's a lot to take in. And I don't know, it's hard to fully digest everything without actually seeing it take place in a normal game week. So I'm ready for the season to get started to feel more comfortable with all these changes that are being done.
Yeah, so maybe we start with energy. I know Jacob,
Let's do it.
you were the kind of one that was able to listen, and I'm still getting through it. I think for me, and it sounds like Josh too, that this concept, and if Josh and I are kind of like, what is going on? Chances are people listening are also, what the heck is energy? We have essence, we have energy. How do you think about energy, and like what is that going to mean for this upcoming season?
Well, it if you don't know what energy is, basically you're going to have to apply energy to past season cards in order for them to compete in the current season. And this allows you to use classic cards to win, like cash and other new season cards as well. So, for example, like in So Rare NBA, you need at least four in season cards and then one whatever card you want to use to play the current season for contender. And in this, you could potentially use all energy boosted classic cards to enter a current competition instead. So energy
Hmm.
does give you a variability for your classic cards in order to play them in classic competitions or new season competitions. Classic cards will cost 25 energy for a competition and 10 energy for a daily competition. we're all going to get energy to start off here at the
Mm,
beginning of the season. So we're going to get everyone's going to get unique and super rare energy. So have fun with that. But
there
we're
we
also
go.
going to get 250 limited, 250 rare as well. And this should suffice. I mean, look, going to cost 25 energy for cards. And then if you get 250, that's pretty much 10 cards that you're going to get it used for. But you can also win energy in Challenger. And get me or correct me if I'm wrong. Challenger is like contender in Sorare NBA.
Yeah, I'm looking. So I'm looking at their diagram here. So we have our competition overview: champion, all-star, challenger, daily, and then let's focus first on those before we touch on the daily. For the challenger is the only one, you're right, Jacob, that there's no energy required. And I think it seems like So Rare is dropping the like in season versus classic labels. And they're just instead, so it seems like there are quote unquote in season competitions that reward you or you don't have to use energy to use your classic card. And then there is this spot left for your classic cards where there is no energy that is required. Um, as I'm looking at it, but that and that is the challenger competition, which I think does reward energy to be used in the other ones. Um, but yeah, I think contender could be a good comp. It's hard because again, like baseball, it does seem like it's branching away from the other sports, so we probably don't have a perfect comp yet in NBA and not even in football. But it does seem like when I first read through it that they're kind of dropping the label of in season and classic, and it's like energy versus not energy competitions.
Yeah, so let's go over Challenger real quick, I
Yeah.
guess. And what's cool about Challenger is that you can use unenergized, you can use your classic season cards and win cash or other cards. Top 40 are going to win cards and top 15%
Yeah.
of
Market credit.
people are going to win $5 or above in market credit. That's pretty sick. So shout out to that. But you're any challenger competition you enter, you're guaranteed 25 energy. So you're guaranteed one card's worth of energy. And I'm assuming since you are allowed two entries, yeah, that's right, two entries per
Mm.
competition, that you will get two entries in this limited challenger competition as well. If you have enough cards, of course, this is going to require a bunch of cards to have, which we, as sperm whales or whales, do have, but I would say the majority of people do not. So there's something to think of as well. Um, what I am gleaning from energy and from challenger is that it's essentially going to be easier for us OGs who have racked up a solid gallery who have been playing for a while to enter new season competitions. I would
Right.
say that's like my main takeaway from this here. And yeah, Challenger, it's offering Essence too. I forgot to mention Essence for places. There's a small amount of places that you'll win some Essence too, and every competition's going to have some sort of Essence reward, card reward, market credit, and or cash reward too. But yeah, there's there's so many things that you're gonna have to like. You were talking about new vocab words. How about rewards? There's a lot of
True.
rewards you just got to keep an eye out for.
And so
Okay.
before just to rehash, energy costs. So to enter into an energy intensive competition, and you want to use a past season card, that will cost 25 units per card.
Yes.
Okay, so theoretically, if you had seven last season cards, that's 175 essence then.
Yes.
That basically means you can get maybe one entry from your if you let's assume you don't enter, which you're going to, you're going to enter your classic or your contender competition. I'm already using the wrong words, but
Challenger.
challenger, there we go. Thank you, Josh.
You're
But
welcome.
if I didn't earn any essence or any energy in Challenger, then I would quickly get rid of all of my energy if I, with just one entry into the energy competitions. I don't know if that made any sense,
Yes,
but
okay. So you are guaranteed 25 no matter what, energy.
right.
Even if you get last place. If you enter all players that are
Mm,
retired and get 0 points that week, you will still get 25 energy. So you'll get one card's worth no matter what. Now, if you enter two lineups of retired players and score 0 points and get last place and second last place, you'll win 50 energy and have two cards worth for that game week. And now let's go ahead back to last year's competition. Like for All Star, I'm pretty sure for rare, you needed only four current season cards to enter a rare All Star, or sorry, a
yep.
rare champion.
I say All-Star did not exist last year, correct?
No, it did.
It
It
did.
did.
It did. Challenger did not exist last year.
Okay.
Um,
All-Star and
So for champion, if you want to enter it and you need four cards, then you're going to have to use 100 essence. If limited, you need six cards, you're going to have to use 150 essence. Now, if you win better than 50% in your two limited challenger lineups, then you're going to get 50 essence, 50 energy. Damn it. I almost did it. I almost
It's
survived this whole
hard. It's
spiel
hard.
without it.
it's hard, yeah.
Yeah, 50 energy to use, and if say you enter two lineups that get 50 energy, there's 100 for you, and that's basically one rare or one lineup covered, depending on how many cards are going to be required. And now this is all for classic cards. Keep in mind that you're also going to be winning new cards as well,
It's true.
hopefully, and purchasing, of course, new cards on the market, which won't need to be energized. They will already have that in-season bonus. So yes, I think energy will get used up fast, but not necessarily as fast as you're thinking, as long as you have enough cards to suffice challenger lineups.
And I'm looking at it. So is it true that in Champion and All-Star, we don't win energy? The only place that where I'm winning energy besides the daily competitions, which we'll touch on, is in Challenger. Is
That's
that right?
correct.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, again, like if you have a big classic gallery like myself, it's going to be very energy intensive for me to enter these champion and all-star competitions. Granted, last year I wasn't able to enter them anyway with my classic cards. So in a way, I do benefit from this move. But as I'm looking at it, I do think the two lineups in challenge, like I have 200 cards. That's, I'm only going to be able to use 14 of them in a given, week, obviously daily exclusion. But like I do am worried, that with my gallery size at least, I've talked about it before, but I always want to have places where I can play my cards. And one of the things I liked about baseball is that I felt like I could play a bunch of different competitions, but it seems like, and please, correct me if I'm wrong, that I would have less places to play than I did last year without energy, of course.
I think we're just gonna have to wait and see here. That's
Yeah.
that's
I
an
think you're
unfortunate
I think
answer
you're
here, but I
correct,
it's
but
it's hard. Yeah, it seems like you're on the right, and energy levels could be adjusted throughout the season too.
It's true.
I could see them getting complaints if everyone's struggling to enter lineups with a bunch of cards that maybe energy should get boosted a little bit. Energy should get energized a bit. I don't know. That
There we
doesn't make any
go.
sense.
More
Um,
energy.
but
more energy.
we're gonna also have to nosh it depends here for a second
Sure.
because we haven't seen it tested at all.
Right.
This is MLB being yet another guinea pig here for the so rare folks, and it's gonna be new. It's gonna be a new test for everybody, and we're working it out for sure. Of course, if it sucks within a month, they're gonna have to update it. So we will see. We will see how entering lineups is going to work with a bunch of cards. But of course, we also have common competitions as well as daily competitions too. And daily is going to be offering a bunch of essence, of course. Let's talk about essence real quick. Instead of boxes, we're
Mm.
just getting essence. No more boxes, no more opening it up, hoping you're going to get essence instead of credit or credit instead of essence. We're just getting essence. We don't have to worry anymore about boxes. So there will still be reward boxes where you can win like cards and stuff from, but in terms of like essence and credit, those are going away. So that's kind of fun to see. Andrew, first place in every daily
There we
competition
go.
is going to win a card.
I like
First
that.
place.
I like that a lot.
Yes, not second, not top 10, but first place as well as essence. Top three, you're going to win 250 essence. But you would have in Sorare NBA won a card and probably a tier 2 to tier 1-ish card if they would have had this rule existing in NBA. But NBA not being the guinea pig, MLB being the guinea pig, you're going to have to wait until daily competitions. Of course, these are also going to require a little bit of energy as well. So we will see how hard it is going to be to enter lineups. But common, let's talk about common real quick. For our new players out there, we are having a minors competition come back, which is exclusively for common cards. You're not allowed to enter at all any limited cards, and the top 15 players are going to win. Sorry, the top three players in minors every week using only common cards are going to win a star tier. That's crazy. And 4 through 15, places 4 through 15 are going to win a tier 1. And that is a boost and a half to start your team. You could sell a star tier and build an entire team. So shout out to Common Miners. It looks like Miners has definitely stepped up its reward a bit. Of course, Common Essence too, gonna work pretty much similar way to the Sora NBA way, where Common Essence works. A little bit confusing of a UI. If you guys agree with me, like it's worked its way up. It's really good, but it's a little bit confusing in Sorare NBA. So we could see if that gets a little bit more tweaks here for common daily and like exchanging players and such. But yeah, Common Essence is coming back as well. Um, we got Common Cards releasing later today, later tonight. Are you kidding me? You guys ready? They're already going to be
No.
out when this podcast is uploaded. So the
Whoa.
common competitions, you're going to be able to prepare to enter your team very quickly. Once this podcast is uploaded, go and check it out because it's already up. You're gonna get a starter pack. I think that's cool. Packs. Everyone likes packs, right? Little dopamine rush as you rip it open. Love that.
Heck yeah.
And you're gonna just it's gonna give you a bunch of cards. We have a 10-day average, it looks like. Unless they just screenshotted this screenshot from NBA. But it looks like they're
Could be.
giving us a bigger average instead of like a game week or a daily average. Because, like, for example, Pete Alonso would have like an 11 daily average, whereas a pitcher might have like a 25 daily average. But now we're going to get like a 10-day average. And of course, you can change that up in the settings and stuff too. Yeah, but Common Essence is going to be based basically off of their market price. So, for example, if Shohei Ohtani's limited card is the most expensive card, not the least expensive, the most expensive card. So, like if SoRare is selling the most expensive card for $300, his common card is going to be 1,000 essence. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, let's say
Yeah.
there's a card selling for 150 limited, most expensive limited card selling for 150. How many common essence is he going to cost? Anybody?
Bueller,
What's 1,000 divided by 2?
500.
500.
There we go. 500 essence. So players are going, their common essence price, quote unquote price, is going to be based off of their actual price. Yes, daily competitions for common. That's going to be sick. I can't wait for that. There's also going to be a bunch of gallery building too for our common teams here. So don't necessarily trade in your cards. You're instead of trading in your cards, build up that common essence and use it to complete those galleries, and that's going to count towards your collection score. common cards are going to count towards your collection score. So keep that in mind too. That's about all we got for common. Reworked. I can't wait. Daily gameplay for common's going to be great because it's not going to require any energy or stuff like that. So we don't have to worry about that. Just have to worry about one E word in the essence on the common department. So,
I,
yeah, are you guys excited for Common? Is Common
so
like the most exciting or the most like straightforward, I guess, release that you can be excited for?
I think so. And another benefit on top of everything that you mentioned, All-Star, we're going to be able to use three up to three common cards in our limited All-Star competition. So that line alone kind of did make me like that's all I needed to read to kind of care about common. And then on top of that, I think, the points you made, Jacob, I think the gameplay is going to be a lot more fun. The only worry I have is if we go back one of our first videos we ever made, we explained So Rare to Your Dad. I do worry that trying to do the same video today would be more confusing. And I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe that's my take. But trying to explain this game to a new player, uh, I guess you tell them to listen to this podcast, but like, I don't know, am I, is that a, do you guys share that same sentiment? If you're a new user, or maybe it's because we're also in a way new users reacting to this because there's so many changes that are very different than how we've played the game before. That in a way we're kind of new to this as well, even if we've played Sorare MLB for 3 seasons now.
I was gonna say I can't tell if it's worse from our perspective where we're used to something else and then it completely changes. So now it's not only are we like new to the updates, but we have to change our way of our thought process from what we were used to. Compared if you're coming at it fresh without any prior knowledge of the game, it might actually be easier to understand because you don't have to remember or you don't have to change what you are usually doing. Um, Again, I really, I don't know. I feel like every update in So Rare, especially baseball, like you said, because it's the guinea pig, I read it and I'm like, gosh, I'm left a little confused, and it's probably my own fault. I could probably dive deeper into these blog posts, but I'm one of those people I just need to see it. And I need to like play around with it to fully grasp the updates. So again, just reading it on my computer, I'm left just a little confused. I think once it's in full swing, the kinks are worked out. I'm used to setting my lineups. I think it'll be easier than how it seems. Um, I'm hoping it will be easier than how it seems, but it's hard to say at this point. I'm just ready to get into it and get started and play some baseball, man.
So, this exact question was posed
Mm.
on the So Rare FP podcast with Hunter, Damien, and John. And the sentiment basically is yes, it is complicated. It is complicated. It's going to be somewhat complicated for a new user to enter. It's going to be somewhat complicated for a returning user to come back and see everything completely different. But basically, what John and Damien were saying is that yes, even though it is complicated, they're going to be updating the website a lot more frequently, a lot more content explanation videos, stuff like that should be coming out on the regular, and a lot more posts just in general of how things work, how to enter your lineups, how to win rewards, how projections work, and a whole bunch of stuff. And this is what they were talking about. So shout out yet again to the Solar FP podcast there. Great episode. Would definitely, if you haven't yet, check it out. In fact, we can link it too in the comments below for sure. Um, but yeah, this exact question was posed for new users, and
Hmm.
they're going to try and onboard. And like it, you can't really make it less complicated with all of the new updates that they've done.
Well,
Um,
I think that's it. I mean, I think it's like you just don't do the update, but I guess you have to move the game forward.
right, right.
Um, but if you compare, we've always compared SoRare to a traditional fantasy football game, which we've been playing fantasy. We used to play fantasy baseball for 5 years. We've been playing fantasy football for at least a decade. those games just don't change, and at the same time, like there's part of me that's like, man, this is kind of getting stale, so it does, I see the benefit of like introducing new rules, but like this update kind of feels like a paradigm shift in a way where it's not just new terminology, but just a new way of playing. And as I was reading through it all, one of the things I always ask myself is, how is this going to impact my gallery? What pieces do I have today? And what pieces do I need? And I'm going to be honest with you. I am worried about how this update affects my gallery from a classic season standpoint. And yeah, I feel like my cards got nerfed a bit, even though I can use the energy, and I do think that will. But again, like Josh said, until we've done this, it's hard to know what the true impact is. But the one thing I will take away from all of this is I do think for So Rare, instead of taking a 3 or 5 year approach, you have to do it year by year. So the decisions I'm going to make for my in-season cards this year will just be for this season because, to be honest, I don't know what next season will bring, but I at least know the rules for the 2025 MLB season.
Well, let me uh take your gallery
Yeah.
and give you a little bit of reward in return.
Okay.
All you need to do is take your cards that you aren't using and seal them up,
Seal them up.
vault them
Seal them
up,
up.
put them
Vault
in
them
your
up.
vault, put them in
Vault
your
it, bro.
collection vault. What's
Okay.
that? What's a collection vault, you may ask? It's a new way of collecting that Sorare is adding this year to further. That's right, another experience that we're getting to further your collecting abilities. And every card that you own can now be sealed. And if you
Mm.
seal a certain amount of cards, if you vault a certain amount of cards, you will actually get a reward boost. So if
Mm.
you have 200 cards, Andrew,
I
and you're
do.
only using, let's say you're using an insane amount of cards. Let's say you're using 150 of your cards. You can seal 50 of them and you will get a 6% reward bonus. This is every single reward. Cash,
60% more.
energy, essence. That's it. But I guess,
That's huge though.
yeah, yes. So there you go. So you can earn even a little bit more energy, obviously more essence and cash too. But this is going to be another way for us whales with gigantic galleries to earn a little bit better rewards. Vault, the vault. So another way to collect. I'm very excited about this because you know me, I'm always excited about the collection aspect of So Rare. You can only vault one card per, like if you have three, like last year, I guess I had two Christian Yelich's from the same season. I could only vault one of them, but that's fine. If you vault someone, you can't use them. So I'd
Mm.
want to use a Yelich anyways. So that's kind of beside the point. But yeah, you can only vault one player per year per player. But if you own players for a different year, you can vault all of them. And what's crazy is that there's also player loyalty too. So if you vault the same players, you will increase that player's loyalty level and increase their XP bonus reward as well. There are so many aspects. If you're lost, don't worry. So are Nosh and Andrew. I listen to the podcast, so I'm not as
It's
lost.
true.
Okay. Fair.
But there's another thing to add there, and it's all going to come together and make sense. And Sorare MLB is the guinea pig. If Sorare NBA would have added this at the beginning of the season, this would be nothing new. So, but Sorare MLB is the guinea pig here, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Limited vault, boosted rewards. That's so cool.
What does a percent reward boost look like for cards? Do we know?
Mm.
Like, are you getting a better tier?
No,
Or so how does that work?
it's cash, essence, and energy.
Because
Boosted
it
rewards apply to cash, cards, market credits, and essence earned from competitions. So how does that work for cards? It says cards.
You will get. Oh, for cards, reward boosts earn you essence. So if you max out your rewards boost at 50%, you will get into addition your card reward a bunch of essence too.
Oh,
Mm.
So it
okay.
looks like you're gonna get some extra essence.
Extra essence on top of
Yes.
your card. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Hmm.
That makes sense. Sick. That I that makes use of some of the cards I have in my gallery that
Right.
are retired or don't play
Yep.
or
Miguel Cabrera was the immediately one that came to
yep,
my mind.
or
Zach
playing
Greinke.
in Japan somewhere. But yeah, that's interesting. It's a very interesting thing to include into the game. One thing, Jacob, you can unseal your cards
Yes,
after
you
seven
can.
Mm.
days.
One per
They're
day.
not permanently sealed, yes.
It's not like minting in the blockchain. I don't know. I don't
It
know.
would have been funny if you seal your card, it's just gone forever.
Gone
Like
forever.
you cannot unseal it.
Yep.
I mean, people have been talking about a burn mechanism for years,
Yeah.
and I mean that's
It's true.
basically it. This is sort of like a mini burn. It's like
Yeah.
you're like putting it away, and you have
Yeah.
to take it out of storage. But no, this I think does complement the as I read through it, it's like, well, what am I going to do with all of my cards if I can only enter two of the non energy intensive lineups every week? So that's maybe 14 cards. If we use daily, then maybe I'd use an extra 30 cards. So call it 50 cards to my 200. It's like, well, shoot, like I have 150 cards. Like this kind of seems not fair that I don't get to use them. But boom, I just put them in a vault, put them in a vault, and magic.
Lock them in
I'll
jail.
get some boosted rewards. So yeah,
One
I mean
one
it makes sense, but yeah, I guess it makes sense.
one other thing that I just thought of is injured players. You know that player's gonna be out for a while. You can always unseal them when they come back, but
Mm-hmm.
Mike Trout tearing his meniscus in June or whatever it was last year, I would have
Garrett
put him
Cole
straight in the vault.
Yeah.
Garrett Cole
Garrett
right
Cole,
now.
put him.
Yep,
He's gonna be a
absolutely.
vault
in the
player this
vault.
whole season. He's never
Yep.
gonna leave jail this season.
Oh man. He's in that nice virtual one touch.
Mhm.
The graphic is pretty good. It's pretty good. It looks like an actual one touch.
Oh
A
yeah.
MagSafe. If
Well,
anybody
that's
there, but
about it. And it's only starting. It's not
Right.
about it because we've yet to see basically anything that's coming yet. But cards coming out soon, competitions coming out soon after, and the Sorare MLB season starting. When the MLB season starts, is it going to be complicated? Absolutely. Is it going to be rewarding? I hope so. But I'm excited either way, and it's coming up soon. It's coming up very soon. And you guys have any? Oh, wait a minute. I meant to say this at the beginning, and I totally forgot. But we got our best update of all time that So Rare MLB has ever released. That's right, because no hitters are now worth not 10, not 20, 30 points for your boys who don't give up a hit and stay in the game for all 9 innings. That's right. Finally, they've done something about that. Is it only going to happen a few times per year? Of course. But hey, imagine if you have that play in your lineup. You're basically going to be guaranteed a reward. If your pitcher puts up, I mean, it's going to be 60, 70, 80 points, plus all the strikeouts, plus all the innings, plus, oh man. Exciting, exciting stuff. So that's actually my favorite update out of everything that they've added.
When complete game. We need to I love the no hitter, but
Oh,
I want my complete game.
Oh,
extra 10, yeah, like
when
extra 10
complete,
points. 40.
Yeah.
Give me
that's
40.
true. How
It's
about
like if I'm the prime, if you give me a little bit, I'm gonna want even more. So,
Yep.
but yes, I need to appreciate 30 points. I think, yeah, for the times of the year, that I think 30 is a good amount because it is enough to move that lineup likely into a podium. Could move you from top 20 to podium. By having that pitcher that just has an amazing game. But yeah, the other, we've talked about this before on the pod, and we'll probably talk about it again this season once all of the energy and essence has dusted. But do you use an extra pitcher or a hitter? And I still think, even with this no hitter update, I still think I'm going to throw a hitter in. But give me complete game bonus. I don't know. Maybe it
You're
shifts.
crazy. You're crazy. If you threw two pitchers who threw two no-hitters in the same game week and you played them in the same lineup, then you deserve to win first place.
Wait,
That's
so
never going to happen. I will bet my entire
Ooh.
gallery that
Ooh.
that's never going to happen.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's just, for the pitcher versus hitter slot, this obviously helps pitchers, but for me, it doesn't vault them into. I still think there's a gap between a pitcher and a hitter in a lineup, and every time I'm going to try to use as few pitchers as possible.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm not giving the no-hitter bonus any leverage towards pitchers. I'm
For
still going
sure.
to play my pitcher in the starting spot and that's it. I'm not going to
Yeah,
be like, "Oh, I'm going to play a starting pitcher in my utility spot because I'm going to get 30 points if he throws a no-hitter." No.
definitely.
He's
They're
not going to
still,
throw
yeah,
a no-hitter.
they're still rare. They're still rare enough. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't fully move the needle, but
Yeah.
it closes the gap a little bit.
Mhm. So there you have it. Sorare
Boom.
MLB 2025 preview. I can't wait. There's going to be so many things that we just don't know what's happening yet, but we're going to figure them out together. And I guess before we hop off here, we might as well send a pickle, shouldn't we?
Absolutely.
Kim Pickle.
Let's
Very,
pickle. A quick
the
pickle.
fastest still
A
pickle.
quickle pickle.
A quick
Quickle
pickle.
I
pickle.
think I don't think we've ever started with Yoshi yet. I struggled to pronounce his first name every time. Yamamoto. I don't think we've ever started with him.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto. NL, ooh, maybe AL East?
It's kind of wait. I was
AL
kind of hoping he
West.
was from Japan, but he's not. So it could be
Or yeah, AL West or
AL
NL East.
West or NL or any of the NL.
Yeah.
Well, guess
Lefty
guess like a
lefty.
lefty from the USA who's almost 26.
Chirang?
Yeah,
That's a great guess.
or is he 26? He's 25.
25.
Oh, he throws righty. He throws
Mm.
It's all right.
righty.
That's all right.
He's
So it's
25.
NL East.
NL
NL
East.
East, a 25-year-old lefty from the USA.
Okay.
Here we go. How old is? Oh, geez. And it's not a starting pitcher. I'm already lost.
We should probably get a reliever out of the way.
Oh
Um,
yeah, in the NL East, like this is our
Matt
fault for not
Strom.
doing. There you go. That's a great guess. That's a great guess.
Oh, come on. He bats righty. Get a grip, man.
What on earth? Not for the Phillies. Okay,
Okay,
not a
so it's not a
reliever.
relief
Okay,
pitcher. Okay.
huge,
Okay,
huge.
that's
And
good.
not for the Phillies. Okay. I can
Braves,
only think of
Mets.
old players.
Yeah.
Lefty,
I'm like
lefty.
McNeil, Nimmo. Soto's not from the USA. Brandon Marsh. Oh, he's not from the Phillies. He's not from the Phillies. Marlins?
Phillies. Marlins. Like, oh God,
Not
the
from the Phillies, not from the Mets.
Marlins.
Nationals? James Wood. It's James Wood. It's James Wood. It's James Wood. He's 22.
He also throws righty.
Just guess him. Nationals.
Yeah, you're
Guess
right.
him.
We'll get the Nationals out of the way. It's not the
Oh, jeez.
Nationals.
Oh, jeez. It's going to be the
Left
Marlins.
fielder.
A
Left
left.
fielder.
Oh, we're straight.
Ooh.
Kyle Schwarber's not 25.
He plays on the Phillies, bro.
Oh yeah, we guessed the Phillies already. Okay,
Um,
Braves. Oh, the Braves. Who's the Braves' new left fielder? That's gonna allow Ozuna to DH. Oh, didn't they trade for somebody? Am I making that up?
Eli White?
That's a
Eli
crazy shout.
White.
Eli White's not in my book.
He's
Wow.
30. Wrong age.
Lefty, lefty, left fielder. That's a lefty, lefty,
That's a weird
left fielder.
profile.
Dude, if it's the Marlins, I mean, come on.
I mean, guess Jesus Sanchez. He's not from the U.S., but he's a lefty, I think. He's a lefty righty.
Okay, it's
He's not
not the
okay. They don't play
Marlins.
on. Okay, that's huge. That's huge.
Who do we
Okay,
have left here? Mets and
Braves.
Braves. Mets and Braves. Mets left fielder.
Are we stupid?
Yeah, who are we missing? They're young, 25. We are stupid. Oh man, who could this be? Mets, 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 Mets.
Jesse Winker.
I'm sure he's listed as a right fielder, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's listed as
Who
a
is
see.
this?
That's the other thing. Like they might be listed as a left fielder, but they don't play left field. Oh, like um Michael Harris. He better be listed as a center fielder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Did Andrew leave us? Andrew Rage quit?
no, he had to drop for bowling. He's got bowling.
Dang.
Um, this is terrible. We're choking.
Just guess a Met. Guess.
Just guess a Met.
No. Juan Soto. Was Juan
That's
Soto
not
born in the
helpful.
US?
No. Oh,
Series a
oh,
righty.
center field.
And he's not born in.
You're right. You're right. I mean, Jeff McNeil,
Just guess a Met. Just go, we need the
Brandon
team.
Nimmo.
Nemo's 31.
It's not the
Oh my
Mets.
God, it's the Braves. I've literally.
Who's the Braves left fielder? They must have traded for somebody, right?
I know. We're forgetting. We're forgetting.
Kalinich?
Oh, Jared Kelenic is 25?
Dude, that's not in my book.
Nah. I
Not,
have Jared
not,
Kelenic at like 28.
not in my book.
I have Jared
Not,
Kelenic at like 28. That's on me. That's my
it's all right.
apologies to Jared Kelenic. He's actually 3 years younger than me. He's younger than
25, he's
you.
25?
Younger than
What?
you.
I feel like he's been like mildly relevant for a couple years and he's 25? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
Mildly relevant. That's your new fantasy baseball team name.
Is Jared
Mildly
Kelenic
relevant.
mild? Is he
Mhm.
mildly relevant? He's not really relevant, is he?
That's not very nice. He's a big
Do
leaguer.
we think, okay, is he going to start in left field and Ozuna's going to DH? Ozuna's kind of a liability in the outfield, but his bat's so good.
Yeah. Ozuna's gonna DH for sure. Kelenic in the outfield. Yeah.
Sure.
Screw it. Pick up a Jared Kelenic. He's gonna be starting this year.
With that, we don't know that for sure. We couldn't even think of his
Nah,
name.
you heard it here
So
first. What
you're
does
right.
Fangraphs think? Well, you outro. Let me look it up.
Well, don't forget to check out the socials. Follow us on X, Instagram, TikTok. Go subscribe to the YouTube. Jared Kelenic is listed as the Braves
Ninth
ninth
batter,
starting left fielder.
starting in right field
Oh,
because
see,
newly acquired left fielder Jurickson Profar is going to be leading off for
that's who
them.
I was thinking of. That's who I was
Not from the
thinking of.
USA.
Not from the USA. Well, there you have it. I will be gone next week, so you're going to get a duo cast. But the following week is a great one, so be on the lookout for that one. We're excited about it already. Until then, though, you just attended batting practice. Now you're ready to get in the game. Peace.
Peace.